Hey love bugs, this is Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my grown extended beautiful family, as always, thank you so much for the love and support. That is truly appreciated. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. If you've been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop a line, and share will be greatly appreciated. Let me know where you're from and what you get out of the videos. Be truly appreciated. Anybody who's just needing prayer or just energetic, just a plug. Whatever you're going through, whatever you may be, facing, the battles you're trying to overcome, I'm sending so much love, persistence, consistency, dedication towards you. Just keep going. No matter, you got to take a pause. You take a pause for the cause, and then you jump right back up. Don't sleep on yourself. Do not give up. You just keep pushing, no matter what it looks like, no matter what people say. Just keep going. Anybody who's coming in with nefarious vibes or anything like that, wishing ill will, let every evil eye go blind, may every monitoring spirit go deaf, and whatever you're trying to wish my way is going to become your reality. I'm not consuming or embodying that or claiming that or allowing this to imprint on me. I'm just sending it right back. The video I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101 Heyokas. Damn, you have pulled the plug. That can no longer siphon off of you. I remember I was watching, I came across this post the other day. It was like that, and it wasn't nothing about you. Well, it was, but it wasn't, because it says, your ex or somebody you don't really care for or whatever getting on your nerves is on life support, but your phone almost about to die. What you gonna do? You gonna unplug? You gonna unplug the life support just to plug in your phone? And when I thought about that, I was like, wow. You seen like you notice that a lot of times you got to deal with energetic vampires. You're dealing with monitoring spirits, destiny swappers, all those different things that's taking place in life where, people just know it's just like anything you touch turns into gold. If you really put your mind to it, it can be very successful. You're naturally where people just flock to you and people trying to understand why. You don't have to have a persona. You don't have to have a facade or anything like that. Especially if you're a Heyoka, we always think about different, we say out loud what people are thinking. People are like, Roslynn, did you just say that? Or at different times, like, people like, Dad, did she just really say that to me? And I'm like, yeah, you were thinking it, you just didn't want to say it. I'll say it for you. I'll take it for the team. Yeah, that's what we were thinking. You're just a thief of joy. You're just, you just draining, like, anything that you want just to siphon off of you. You notice, like, it had to be through making you mad, triggering you, saying something just to get a reaction. People are living good off of you. People are probably making money off of you. Different things that you are passionate about. People are, using the copycat syndrome. Single white female, single black female, single white male, single, black male, whatever. Anybody seen that movie where, it was like, what's her name? Bridget Fonda was going through all that mess, and the whole old girl, was just like trying to take her identity. I mean, that was like destiny swap, and she wanted to become her so bad. These are the different things where people know that you got that energy about you. It's just like, even you ain't even gotta say nothing and they can smell it on you. And it's just like, when you have that light, you attract so many things towards your way. I mean, you attract people that are like you. You got people opening up to you, or different things where people are like, I what is about that vibe? I can't put it on them. But there'll be certain things that, you are the life to the party. But a lot of times, you got those haters over there that don't want you to be at the party because they know you are the life of the party. So they try to siphon you. There'll be certain people that you talk to, and then after you talk to them, it's like so draining. Like very draining. You don't realize like they're siphoning off of you. They're, sometimes people will talk about things, especially it's just like you start noticing when you become very quiet, People are like, what's wrong with you? Why are you quiet? Why, usually you be the one, you like motor mouth and stuff like that. And all of a sudden you start seeing a lot of things. You become very observant. It's just like with the gifts that we have, we pay attention to a lot of details. Sometimes so many things can be going on around you. You want to know a lot about a person, just talk to them. It's like it will tell you so much. What they don't say will say so much. How they present themselves, how they carry themselves, how they act when they're by themselves, how they act when they're around other people. It tells you so much about things. And when you went through, your spiritual awakening, like I've said before, you go through different mishaps, like where where your weaknesses are. You could be, an inferior person. You can be a superior person. God-like complex, sadist, sociopath, psychopath, narcissist, codependency, trauma bonding, energy vampires, Jezebel spirits, succubus, incubus. You got all these kind of spiritual attachments to you. But when you went through that spiritual awakening, you start seeing what makes you tick. Like, it'll be these different times, like, you probably mad as I don't know what. 38 hot, like, why do I keep attracting people that always want to bring some kind of mishap happen to my life? Why, I got people always constantly using me and I just feel so lost, feel so broken. And that's where a lot of people got to get that from you. Trust me, you ain't the only people that they're siphoning energy off of. They have a whole handful of people that are like their energetic plug. But it be at that time where you got to pull the lifeline on that. I need my energy for me. These are the different things where now is at that point in time in my life where a lot of people are as well. We're going through that where there's a lot of people are starting to see things for what they truly are. They're starting to appreciate all the bad things that took place in their life because it allowed them to create more powerful good things that they can prepare in their life, whether this is something for the future, this is something they're trying to manifest, they're trying to get into fruition. They're starting to see the changes they need to be in their life. Now it was before you're like, okay, I wrote this down, what do I need to do to change my life, to create better for me? I have to be very selective about what energy I have. You are a very sacred vessel, everybody is, but a lot of times we don't see that special thing within us. It was like with me, seeing a lot of things growing up, I was a little out there. I always felt like, having intimacy, being relations, it solves every problem in the world. Just, lay down with somebody, not realizing you're opening something up towards your life. It's like you're being a human Ouija board. It's like you being open to all type of energy. You don't know what you're being with. Now if you in that life where you starting to select, hey, this is like even talking to somebody is very damning in your life. Is just laying down with somebody. You're opening yourself up to an energy. But it is just like, but when you laying down with that mess, that's on a whole different caliber where you really opening up to. And you're being very selective. It's just like, because when you notice you start taking your power back. Before I was always so focused on vendetta, wanting to see people get God, wanting this to happen, wanting that to happen, and not realizing I'm leaving, I'm moving just like them. You are becoming them. You don't want to do that. Yes, you may have gone through some unfair advantage where you really feeling like vengeance is mine. No, it's God's. This is at that time where if you focusing on you and God knows everything and spirit and source knows everything that they have placed in your life. You'll be mad like this is not fair. These people are jacking this from me, stealing this from me, doing this, doing that. And all I am is just trying to live. All I am is trying to be in peace. I'm just trying to be better. Why are these type of people around me that don't want to see me grow? It's just like they take there'll be people that don't even like each other, but they're up in a group because they all don't like you. There'll be different things. I'm like, how the heck are y'all even buddies? Y'all both done talked about each other. Y'all together? Yeah, they got something in common. They don't like you. So when you start pulling that plug, you start seeing different things in your life that's around you where life was so good for people. And then it was just like, now you're seeing past the facade. You starting to read energy. People can say anything, but is that energy and that action matching with what they're saying? Energy never lies. Karma never forgets an address either. So you going through these different things into your life where no longer, the enemy can no longer siphon off of you. I've seen different things that took place in my life where, it's like, how are you able to live off of this? And I'm sitting up here broke, going through this, going through that. And then when I started seeing the different things into my life where I no longer invite in, could be different things. Like I've said before, I had to go through many experiences in my life, and for me to even be able to tell the experiences I went through, I had to be able to filter that out to where I'm not becoming that disadvantage. I'm overcoming what was the part of that. That's not a part of my life. I don't care what anybody tries to tell me. You're this, you're that, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. People, you go in life where it can make you think highly of yourself for what you were told about yourself, or what you've been exposed to, what you've been adapted to, what kind of environment you're in, or these are the things that can really make you sore about yourself. I love the fact is I'm loving, but at the point too, you ain't getting over on me either. I can see the line between manipulation and you trying to just suck the life out of me and you're needing that, or I can see a person is really genuinely wanting my help. They're willing to put in the work. So they were like, hey, Roz, you said you went through this and this and that. Can you, I went through this, that, and the fourth and the third and the fifth, whatever. And I'm really trying to understand that. I've done a lot of one-on-ones, and I've talked to a lot of beautiful people that went through a lot of traumatic things, and never imagined, people would come to me about stuff like that. Because I've always heard throughout life, you are so easy to talk to, or like, when I hang with you, I don't want to go. I've got that throughout my whole life. Or it's just like, Roslynn, you make things simpler, or you don't judge me, or you don't make me feel bad when I say something to you. I had to be able to learn to deal with discernment, be able to look past what somebody's trying to throw at me. You could be around people that are really like ishing bricks right now, but they walking around looking happy and normal, but that's not what it is. Like, okay, that's anybody who's ignorant towards vibrations and frequency and chemistry and stuff like that, when you have gone through a lot of healing, when you go through moments of fasting, that's when you really start getting the 411, the spiritual 411. You start seeing different things like, somebody trying to fake the funk. They trying to finesse, knowing this is like whatever they going through is a whole hot mess, and stuff is just getting worse and worse and worse. You going through different things where you trying to understand where to lick back at, where to get back at, where the karma at. And you don't realize, I tell people, you are a spiritual assassin. You are walking dharma and karma. There's a lot of people in this life that was prone and got very comfortable with getting over on people, stabbing people in the back, just living like that. And they never really had to deal with nothing. I mean, this is like, you aren't going to be the first person they did it to. And trust me, you ain't going to be the last. You going through something, you could have been a narc supply, and they looking like everything is, they done jump to another supply, because you start figuring out all the moves. When you start figuring out narcissists, they got to jump to another supply. They got to get somebody who's ignorant towards the little things that they do. When you start pointing out stuff and you start showing stuff for what it is, you stand up for yourself. You ain't arguing with nobody. You can I said what I said. I ain't got to argue with you. I see this as being combative, and I know you want to wire it a certain way, but I'm going to say what I got to say, cut it off, and stand strong in my ground and hold up my boundaries. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to come out of my character just to make a point, because that's besides the point. I'm just not going to do that. But then you'll start seeing somebody really living in their truth. They're living in peace. It takes a very strong person to know, even when life is just throwing you lemons, and the acidic juices is getting in your eyes, and you still trying to wipe that off with your spiritual windshield wipers, and you still trying to push through, telling yourself, keep constantly telling yourself, and you're creating that as your reality. This too shall pass. It ain't gonna always rain like that. I got rainbows, I got sunshine, but I got to be able to deal with this rain too. You can't just walk through life feeling like everything got to go good. You ain't gonna learn. That's not how you learn about life. That's not how you learn about self. That's not learning about what you choose to invite into your life, or what you choose to stay connected to. You go through all these challenges, and it's just like, I'll tell anybody, when you go through a narcissist, it's very dangerous. You don't realize what people will do and the measures they will take to make sure nobody knows, nobody finds out about who that person is. When you start showing truth off and you're like, yeah, I went through this with that person, this with that person, people don't feel guilty about the things that they do to you. They don't. But when you start calling that mess out every time somebody be a victim, it's like, oh, you can play victim, but karma will dog walk the hell out of you. Go ahead, play victim all you want to. That karma and truth gonna come out sooner or later. And you seeing that. I'm really seeing that. I'm seeing so many people are recognizing where they have really slept on their own energy, or they played backseat to their life, or they were losing their self trying to hold on to somebody that wasn't even worth holding on to. You allowed yourself to stay in those words of somebody convincing you of something that didn't even freaking matter. They weren't even relevant. They weren't even supposed to stay relevant in your life. Like, someone pop up, I say, oh yeah, I remember that's how they thought about me, but that's not who I was. That's not who I am. I'm not going to tell nobody ain't going to tell me who I am. Now, if this is different between somebody trying to help you, like, I see the potential in you, I need you to start seeing that. Stop sleeping on yourself, because I done seen you put some energy in something, and you went all out for it. And I seen when you half-assed. And this is not something this is your life. Okay? Even though we get this time to rewrite history every single time, but you are the author to your script. You decide what genre you want to be. You decide what the plot twist is going to be. You create that ending for yourself. We don't have control over life, what hands us to it, but we are controlled about where we decide to guide ourselves to. We all got free will. Are you always easy to take? You probably gone through life where people that always took the easy route in life. They're always, they were used to getting cut corners. They were always that one that didn't even have to work hard. They're always sleeping on stuff. I was always that one, worked hard as hell. And there'd be that time where I want to, I want to take a relaxing day like the rest of these folks be doing. Now all of a sudden you ain't doing like you used to. Like, damn, now you noticing. But you don't notice all these people doing this every day. You don't see the work I put in every day. But the one day I want to take a laid back day to where I'm not putting all into it, because a person tagged, just really tagged. But it'd be those different things. I've been at jobs like that where I notice how people are like, you ain't even got to really push a pencil, and you getting paid. Life is just really easy for you. And I'm like, okay, they're a part of that, or they done got something on somebody and they able to manipulate stuff like that, or whatever. They are friends of the family, they ain't really got to do nothing, or whatever. You gone through different stuff like that in life. I had to be able to know, when you dealing with certain people, you do not know the measures people will take to make sure truth don't never come out. You can't be scared. You went through stuff, and I tell people, especially one-on-one, Roslynn, I want to start my own channel, or I want to be able to have my own podcast, but I want to talk about the different things that I'm going through, and I'm scared that the people that did this to me is going to find out. And I said, the main thing, I sit up here and tell people, did this really happen to you? I said, shoot, this is only me and you. Is this really, the only person, you know what you went through, what you didn't go through, Anytime you doing something, whatever it is, it's going to eventually come out. If you making a character about yourself, and you're doing this for attention, or want people to feel sorry for you and all that, it's going to eventually come out. People going to start seeing the BS that you putting out, or how, you were dogging somebody, or you were trying to make somebody look so bad, when all that person was just trying to live in life, trying to make things better for themselves. You couldn't siphon off of that person no more. They were probably talking mess about you even while they were siphoning off of you. But when you really just stop doing that, and you see what people are coming to, people will say little things to get up under your skin, do a little annoying stuff, just to try to see, let me get this person to react. I need that energy. I'm feeling kind of bleak right about now. I feel like kind of blah. Let me go get them, because they full of it. They full of that energy I need. So they come get you. They need to be able to have that energy. They need to have somebody on standby. They got a lot of people they siphon stuff from. Some people are unknowingly giving it away, and some people are knowingly giving that away. But you be at that point in time, like, your energy is precious. Your body is precious. You are sacred. You are a vessel. You need to hold yourself with the highest honor. If that makes you look like you feel like you're better than anybody else, that's not what you're doing. But you choosing what's best for you. If that means you got to leave some people behind, that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to always become a villain towards somebody. But people ain't going to never say, oh, that person did good for me. They always want to create something bad for you. But be at the point in life where people see how genuine you are or how loving you are. When stuff like that come out, like, oh, they must have cut you off, huh? Or, oh, they seen that little game that you've been pulling off for a while and it don't work no more, huh? Or, oh, people start seeing you for who you truly were and who they been the whole time. Being different things like that. Because I remember when I was watching AI with that Aya, that girl was doing something, what we used to do as teenagers. I remember that. Can you send me a pic? Send news and stuff like that. Next thing you know, the mess went all over the place. People call her all type of stuff just because of what this dude did. And it's scary with way things go today. You can just take a picture. That's why they always tell you a lot of times when you have children, grandchildren, or you're around children, don't be putting them so much on the internet. You don't realize, just like you having them in a little bathing suit and something really cute, there's some nasty folks out here be thinking some real, unclean stuff about the innocence and stuff like that. And technology where you can just copy and paste a lot of different things now and just say, hey, this is that person. Use AI and swear it's that person, with the subsidy stuff. I'm like, oh Lord, here we go. Be about different things like that you are really stepping into the truth of you. You're really seeing that these people were siphoning off of me. They were being successful off of me. They were using the things that I was put here to do, and they're stealing different stuff from me. But the only thing is, you are not replaceable. Anything when you moving genuinely and you're moving honestly and you were sent as a blessing to certain places for certain people and they took that for granted and they didn't see that within you and they didn't see like, oh, this is a person I need to grow with. This is a part of my tribe. This is a person that's true. Especially if you were a type of person that you push people to become better. You spoke the truth, but you were loving. A lot of times it was like, oh, this person, I feel like doing that. You have those type of people like in school where they had people doing their homework. They had a lot of different leeway, like if they were, captain on the football team or the swim team or the cheerleaders or stuff like that. They got a lot of different things where people were just given to them because they were the winning team. There was this, they represent our city or our town or our school, whatever. And they used to get a lot of stuff like that. And that's how they moved through in life. That's how they did. They took it off of other people's backs. They didn't care how it made them feel. They didn't care how it may have messed that person's mind up. They just wanted what they wanted. But now it's at life now where it's just, it was like people being placed into your life. Well, people are really starting to truly see what they are. People are starting to wake up every single day. Every single day. Where a lot of times they created enemies off of lies of you, deception of you, doing different things where people didn't talk to you because they were listening to them, But then when people start waking up, it was like, dang, this person is genuine. This person stands in their truth. This person is just like always, they're not put in competition with nobody. They're not jealous of nobody. They see people happy. They want to see people win. They support other people as they're supporting themselves. They're not sitting up here downplaying somebody's, talent or the good things that go on in their life. They're not giving different things about, even if there's something bad coming on in their life, you feel like this really worth thinking about. Oh, it'll come out. Trust me. It'll be something that somebody gonna catch them red-handed on. But you're starting to see different things like all hell is really breaking loose in other people's lives that really did some unjust stuff to you. Very lawless things, spiritual law. You are protected. The people that's doing this stuff to you are not protected. That's why we are a lot of things in people's life where people are putting F spells on you. Doing different things to mess with your confidence, mess with vanity, all doing different stuff like that. Destiny swapping. People want your glory, but don't want to go to the story. They ain't trying to be ridiculed. They ain't trying to deal with constant setbacks. They ain't trying to have, people lying on them and having them look at certain ways where you gotta have nothing but face the truth. You had to keep showing up for yourself constantly. People want that good part of your life where they see where it's heading you to. They see where your consistency and your optimism and your power, where you're sharing that with people. You're not playing backseat to your life no more. You're not focused on trying to make them happy. You pouring into your own cup. Because before, everybody was drinking out your cup. They didn't even think about like you're rare. People put ordinary and not see the rare in people. They take you off as everybody. But it's just the point. You are not replaceable. You're replaceable, but you're not replaceable. You like, okay, you can bring somebody else. You can step on me and go to somebody else. They thought, the grass was greener. They were dealing with Easter egg grass. They were dealing with it. But you start watering your own grass. You start dropping your own seeds. You ain't really worried about that no more. You ain't worried about what other people see. Because when people are on that energy where you're at, they're going to see that growth in you. They're going to see that power within you. They're going to understand why the heck these people were saying all of what they said about you. That's why I just laugh when people say stuff about me in my videos. I say, you realize you're making me famous? People going to really say, let me go over to Roslyn's channel and see what she's looking at. Saying what she's talking about. She's saying this and this and this and that. And I'm just like, baby, if you ever ask me for receipts, and they got to be at that point where I got to bring receipts, trust me. Anything that I have on there, I got receipts for. And that's what the enemy's scared about, because they know I got receipts to prove what they did. Okay? That's all it is. Ain't nothing but ain't 2 tears in a bucket. Let's take it to the stage. It'll be one of those type of things. I stand on my truth. I'm a whistleblower. I tell people anytime you went through a tragedy, people are like, let's keep that in the family. It got to stay there. No. If this is affecting my mental health, how I feel about myself, and what you did to me, you just don't want people to see that you a monster. You a scallywag. You one of those type of daggone people. You don't want people, you want them to see this little facade, that little fake thing you got. No. Watch. Let's see how the mask go off. You gonna see what really made me tick. They're gonna really see what made them tick. All these different things. When you start taking back power like that, you appreciate what these people brought up into you. Because it's like, when things happen and it's supposed to tick you off, it's like, just like I say, with that Pharrell song Limit, truth will set you free, but first it'll piss you off. That truth is supposed to fuel something into you that makes you become better, make you stick out, stand out. That's why you here. You don't find too many people vibing like you do. When you speak on what you do, people be looking at you like you're crazy. When you speak about things that's worth speaking about, they'll be, I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about, what's the latest hit that's coming out. What kind of pranks people coming out with. What kind of gossip they got them celebrities working with today. Is Kendrick and Drake still going at it? All that other stuff. And we talking about growth. Spiritual growth. A foundation, a solid, being in alignment, being in enlightenment, doing your due diligence, changing when you going through minds of depression or different things that got you in your head about unaliving and all that other stuff. When you on some real stuff that can heal you, grow you, cure you, and these are the different things that's coming up. Everybody waking up. And that's why this life is getting dismantled. That's why we had to go through certain things in life. You had to go through the pandemic. You had to be able to see there was people that took an oath to be able to protect you and look over you. So these people done passed away, and they helping guide you through these different situations. You started having to go through, major letdowns into your life. You had to go through, you probably went through tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. Like you didn't even get a break. You didn't even get an intermission. It was like the gallows for you, Constant final nails in the CASH and guillotines and putting their head on chopping block. All those different things you had to go through. And it gets to a point in your life where you're going to start appreciating all those changes you went through, because it created a person that you always were. It's just like you're reintroducing yourself to the world. This is me. unapologetically. I'm woke. I'm unforgettable. You can't mess with me. You can't take my shine. I'm not dimming myself. I ain't watering myself down. I stand in my truth, and I'm going to be that. I say what I said. I'm going to keep it going. I'm standing in my power. I'm going to hold my ground. I ain't taking my boundaries down for nobody. You respect me. I respect you. We can all live together. And that's what you're doing. Go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back that can no longer siphon off of you. So now you start to see a lot of tower moments coming up. Okay, you getting tower moments on you standing strong within yourself. You start to have these emotions. Like there'll be times where I sit here and I can have a smile on my face and just cry. Because I prayed for that. I prayed for me to be able to stand in that peace. I didn't think that I would be able to overcome the different things that was placed in my life. I never thought I could be able to forgive the people that did some very ratchet, unforgivable stuff to me. These are the things where you're expected to be, walking around here looking like a walking tragedy and stuff like that, because that's what everybody painted you up to be. But when you starting to show something else, people really starting to look at you different. And then, when they start speaking to you, now they starting to see, I tell people, when you start standing up for yourself and when you start moving in purpose, family even talk about mess about you when you the one about to break generational curses. And a lot of you already have. People looking at you and like, what are you? Who are they? I was able to get away with this. I was able to do this and this and that person until they came to you. You are handing out karma for anybody. Anybody who was running around doing some hot mess and they got comfortable with that, God will send them your way. Just for you could dismantle all that. Just so you can be that person. It didn't start with you, but it's ended with you. You're going to be that one. You're going to be that one. And where the family already said, we knew that we already knew the way they were giving their mama hell, going through, with that pregnancy and stuff like that. We knew they were going to make a dent in life. They're going to be that one. We already said that. And you are that warrior. When you are a warrior, you a gangster. And there'll be times where it's time to do some gangster stuff. You really start seeing your weaknesses, but a lot of times going through that tragedy, you start seeing your strongest strength. And those are the things you need to lean on. You need both to be able to create better. You have to be able to be comforted by the pain, the flaws, you're perfectly imperfect. And that's how you're supposed to be. You keep winning in life. If you can go through a day without even allowing people to trigger you and not taking it personal for other people's mishaps, and you leaving people in their misery. This is that time. This is your time now. This is the season of winning. This is where you need to be on that vibe. Every part of me is on that do not disturb. Everything is coming in full circle, where it's called reciprocation season. I can't give you nothing that you ain't giving me. And just leave it like that, and you keep moving. You're creating your own tribe. You're leaving the things that's no longer serving you behind, because it served a purpose in your life. It grew you, it nurtured you, and strengthened you in every way possible. And in some places, you weren't even fathoming this can actually be that powerful creation into your life, but magically it has. So you appreciate that. Don't plug into nothing that is not plugging back into you. And whatever you pushing out, they need to be given the same out or greater. And if it's greater, it's making you step up, become a better person. And that's really what you need. But if it's bringing you nothing but sadness, headache, stress, and just don't know what to do with your life, cut that. You deserve better into your life. And when you deserve better, that's when the universe really start working for you. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video, y'all. I hope you have a blessed, safe week. Please be responsible for everything you do. Please like and subscribe. Drop a line. Let me know where you're from. Share it. Give a thumbs up. It'll totally be appreciated. And if you like to donate anything to the channel, Cash App is there, as well as if you would like to get in touch with me, my email is there too in the description box below. Please have a blessed, safe week, and be responsible for every single thing you do, even through social distancing. Make sure you give out love and light through energy, words, and vibration. It can truly take somebody somewhere. Just because you're doing it in a selfless way and really truly coming from the heart, it can take you even further. So much love. God bless. Namaste. I say shalom, peace, I love y'all. See you again, or you'll see me.